Before I dive in, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel for more real stories like this, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you would do in my place. It all started with a text that felt like a punch to the gut. Dinner tonight. Just the two of us. Nothing to worry about. I stared at my phone for what felt like forever. Normally, I wouldn't overthink something so small, but something about the way she phrased it made my chest tighten. When I asked her later about it, she rolled her eyes. "It's just dinner with my ex," she said casually, like it was the most normal thing in the world. I smiled, nodded, said okay. But inside, a small cold knot had formed. At first I tried to brush it off. Trust her. You love her. Don't let your mind make a mountain out of a molehill. But over the next few days, little things started to add up. Missed calls when I knew she was home. Messages that disappeared when I glanced over. Sudden late nights with vague explanations. I found myself asking, am I imagining this? Am I just being paranoid? One evening, she came home smelling different. Perfume I hadn't recognized. A quiet excitement she tried to hide but couldn't. She sat across from me at dinner, scrolling her phone under the table. I felt a strange mix of anger and hurt, but I said nothing, letting the silence between us speak louder than words. A week later, I accidentally stumbled on it. Her phone, left unattended, lit up with a string of notifications from him. I didn't want to look, but curiosity and fear took over. I read a few messages, not many, just enough. A joke only they would understand. A reference to a memory that didn't include me. And then a simple, "I miss you." Everything I thought I knew about us felt fragile. Like glass cracking under the weight of something heavy I couldn't see until now. Memories I cherished, her laughter, the way she leaned on me, late night talks about the future, all started to sting. I wondered how much of it had been real and how much was performance. A mask she wore while hiding pieces of herself from me. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I watched quietly, hoping I was wrong. I noticed more small things. The way she would look at her phone when it buzzed. The sudden defensiveness when I asked about her day. The way her tone softened when he texted her. My heart twisted in knots and I started questioning myself. Am I too sensitive? Am I imagining betrayal? Then came the night I couldn't ignore it anymore. She mentioned dinner again, casually, like nothing was wrong. My voice was calm but carried a weight I couldn't hide. "Dinner with your ex again?" I asked. She froze. Her eyes flicked away and I could see it, the guilt, the shame, the realization that I had caught on. "It's not what you think," she said, almost pleading. "Then tell me what it is," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Her hands trembled slightly as she explained. She had lingering feelings for him, she admitted. They had been meeting occasionally, just to talk, she said. I listened, heart pounding, a mix of disbelief and devastation washing over me. She wasn't a villain. She was human, flawed, and confused, but that didn't make the betrayal hurt any less. The days that followed were heavy. I replayed every memory, every moment we had shared, searching for signs I had missed. Everything from small smiles to whispered jokes now felt like lies. I wrestled with the desire to forgive, and the impossibility of fully trusting her again. Nights were sleepless, filled with what-ifs and regrets. Eventually, I realized something vital. Love without trust isn't love. It's hope dressed as comfort. And I couldn't keep clinging to someone who could hide pieces of herself from me so easily. I made the hardest decision of my life. I told her gently but firmly that I needed to leave, not out of anger but to reclaim my sense of self. The morning I left, she tried to apologize, tried to explain more, but I couldn't stay. I packed my things quietly, leaving a note that said simply, "Love is beautiful only when it's honest. I hope you find your truth. I need mine." Driving away, I felt a mix of grief and relief. The silence of the car was heavy but freeing. I wasn't running from heartbreak. I was choosing to respect myself, to not let betrayal define me. I realized that sometimes the hardest part of love is letting go. Weeks later, I began to rebuild. I reconnected with friends I had neglected, picked up hobbies I had abandoned, and spent time learning to enjoy my own company again. The pain never fully disappears, but it becomes quieter, less sharp. I learned that heartbreak teaches resilience, strength, and the importance of boundaries. I don't hate her. I love differently now, carefully, wisely, and with open eyes. I've learned to listen to my instincts, to recognize the subtle alarms of dishonesty, and to value my peace above everything else. And slowly, day by day, I am reclaiming the part of myself that got lost in someone else's deception. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this, it's this. Trust your instincts, pay attention to the little signs, and never compromise your self-respect. Love is worth everything, but only when it's real and mutual. If you've ever faced something like this, I want to hear your story in the comments. How would you have handled it? And remember, subscribe to my channel for more true stories that hit hard, make you think, and remind you of the strength inside yourself.